today I've decided I'm going to be doing a product review. As I say in all of these videos, I really enjoy them making these because I feel like they're very beneficial to you. If you're interested in this product, you can sit and watch this video and know all of my thoughts about it. Now, today's product is actually going to be one that's not new at all. It's actually pretty old, and it's the Lorac Pro 2 palette. Now, if you keep up with my monthly makeup bags, which I'll link that playlist down below in case you haven't seen it, then you would know that this is in my makeup bag for the month of June. So I've gotten a lot of use out of it, and before I tried this, I was really on the fence. I didn't know exactly how I felt about it, and I have kind of the same issue, stronger opinion slightly, I don't know. So I want to talk to y'all about that and just kind of go over my thoughts about this palette with y'all. I know that it's been out for a while, but obviously that doesn't mean every single person has it, and with the Lorac Pro 3 coming out, I just thought it might be interesting for you to know my thoughts about this palette, and I've been using it for about a month now, so I really have thoughts. So, here's the packaging. It is that rubberized packaging, which as you can see does kind of collect makeup. And it is gray. The original Lorac Pro, which I do have, is black, which I don't have a review on this, but you can see that. These are both very slim as far as packaging goes. I don't feel like they wasted a lot of packaging. They're very, very thin. Very portable. They're a little long, but you know, I think that's pretty normal. And they do have a magnetic closure. That's a pretty good magnetic closure, although you might just want to be aware of that. And then when you open it up, it does have a really nice size mirror. Looking at it, you can see, you know, all of your eyes and stuff, so that's really nice. And it's really easy to hold. However, obviously, because it is very thin packaging, it's kind of like a cardboard with that rubberized material over it, it doesn't stand up at all, so you do have to hold it or prop it against something. And inside it has 18 shadows. It does have a row of mattes and then a row of shimmers. I really like the way it is laid out. I think it makes it really easy to use. As you can tell, I mention this all the time with this palette, but just in case you're new here and you don't know, I am missing my cocoa shade. When I sit at my makeup table, it's about 2.5, maybe 3 feet off the ground. And I dropped this, you know, I didn't throw it, it just fell. And my cocoa shade shattered, so that is a deep sparkly brown, so I don't have that swatch for you. But I do have all the others. I do think they have a decent array of colors here. I'm going to do some swatches and then we'll talk. Okay, so let's start with the shade Buff, which is a really nice, slightly yellow toned light shade. It is what I've been using as a brow bone highlight. Totally matte. I think it's really great. I think it'll work with a lot of skin tones. I am pretty fair, and it works well with me, and I think that it's not, like, with being white, I don't think it'll come off as ashy if you have a deeper skin tone, because it is that, like, kind of creamy yellowish color. Then you have the shade Light Brown, which is a very almost cool tone brown. I really like this as a blending shade. You can see that this pigmentation is out of this world. It's extremely, extremely pigmented. I like to put it in as a transition and then put the rest of my eyeshadow over it. I think it really helps make it look less stark. And then you have the shade Cool Gray, which is a very purpley gray. Again, totally matte. All these mattes have no satin at all. And I just think that's a really unique color. It reminds me, I've never done this. What is it remind? Oh, it's not. I would say it kind of reminds me of Vintage Violet, but that is definitely more purple. This is in my Too Faced matte eye palette. Yeah, that's more purple. So, sorry, I just wanted to see that. And then we have the shade Nectar, which is kind of a peachy shade, a light peachy pink. And that's right here. It is similar to my skin tone. Hopefully you can see that. Again, it's another really great transition shade depending on the eye look that you're using. I think it can really kind of pull it together. It's a beautiful shade. Then you have the shade Plum, which I have on today in my crease. This is a lot deeper than I thought it would be. Like, looking in the pan, it looks like it's kind of a bright purple, but it's a lot deeper. There it is. It does look purple though. I mean, it doesn't, sometimes deep purples can kind of look black. I mean, it's definitely purple and it's pretty. Then you have Navy, which some people are disappointed by. They say it's patchy. I don't find that. I think it's a gorgeous shade. It's definitely one of my favorite shades in this whole palette. And there it is. It's almost got a little bit of green to it. It's almost like a really, really deep teal. I don't know. I really like it. Then we have Charcoal, which is a deeper gray. Kind of a true slatey gray. which this one for me is slightly patchy actually. I mean, you know, you can blend it out obviously, but it's slightly patchy. And you can tell it is a lot deeper than the cool gray. And then you have the shade black, which is a decent black. It's not super, super dark, but I think it's pretty good. I think the navy and the plum are actually like better dark shades than the black. So those are the mattes, and then we have the shimmers. So first we have the shade Snow, which is what's in my inner corner today, and it is a really, really metallic white. If you like a very bright inner corner like I do, then this is great for that. Then we have the shade Beige, which is just kind of a neutral yellowy shimmer shade. It's right there. Again, it's great for the lid if you like that kind of light lid. Then we have Rosé, which is more pink, but it's really more like of a rose gold. It does definitely look a lot more gold when swatched right beside the beige shade. You can tell that. And it does have some rose to it, but it's not as pink as I would like it to be. And then we have the shade Mocha, which is this almost pink tone brown. It's really pretty. It's real. Again, the pigmentation is great. It's kind of unique. I think it's a nice mid-tone brown, but I do think it's got a little bit of pink in it. Then we have the shade Chrome, which is a gray with, again, it's a lot of purple in it, I think. It's almost like a metallic, slightly darker version of the shade Cool Gray. It's right there. Then we have Silver, which is on my eyelids. This is my favorite shade in this palette. I love a good silver eyeshadow, and this one does not disappoint. It's very metallic, very silvery gray. It's not too white or too blue. I just think that's a great shade. And then we have the shade Jade, which is this deep foresty green shade, and it's right there. So with all of these, they're super pigmented. They blend really nicely. I do find that some of them, if you do a whole look using just this palette, I do find it has a tendency to kind of blend together and just kind of model into just one look. And as you probably know, these are really, really powdery. You can see that there's a decent amount of kick up in my pans. And it's really easy to kind of work through these shadows, which isn't a bad thing by any means, because this palette is a lot cheap. It's like 40, I got it 42, I think it's 44 now, dollars, but and you get a lot of shade variety, but I don't know, I feel like it's bad that it gets used up quickly, but at the same time, like, how often do you actually go through eyeshadow? So it's not too bad, like, it's not going to go bad, even though I think it takes a lot for an eyeshadow palette to go bad, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. It's really pretty. I think it muddies together, which is bad. I don't know, I look at these shades and I'm just not inspired. I don't know if it's, now, obviously you probably know, if you've been watching me for a while, I like a lot of color. So maybe that's it, maybe just because it's a neutral palette. But I don't look at it and get a bunch of good ideas with it. I'm just like, oh, okay. I mean, I love this navy, these three shades, navy, plum, and silver, and jade. I like those a lot. And it's not that this palette is bad. I mean, it's very pigmented, and you can do a lot with it. I'm not inspired by it. So all in all, I like it. I don't think it's a bad palette. I think the quality is really good. I think quality-wise, the only qualm I have with it is that it does muddy together a little bit. And if you kind of are rough with your eyeshadows, you're going to make a mess. I mean, they are all very, very powdery. But that also means they're very, very pigmented. And it's not a disappointing palette. I'm just not inspired by these colors. So again, here's like a closer up of all the colors. And if you look at this and you can see like 17 eyeshadow looks that you can use with it, that's great. I just don't. So what I'm saying is, I like it. It's okay. But a lot of people, when they use up, or if they're doing the Pan That Palette challenge or something like that, and they go through their Lorac Pro or Pro 2, and they're like, yeah, I have to repurchase it. I can't live without it. I don't have that feeling. It's okay, but there are other eyeshadow palettes I like better. So I would not repurchase this if I ever use it up, which seems unlikely. But that's my thoughts about this. Like I said, I don't dislike it. I'm not over the moon about it like other people. So if you have any questions regarding this palette or anything else I've said, please go ahead and ask me below. I'm also going to go ahead and link my product review playlist down below in case there are some other products you would like to know my thoughts on. And if it's not there, by all means leave it in the comments. I love getting video suggestions or product suggestions from you guys. I think it's really helpful. And talking to y'all is absolutely one of my favorite things about doing YouTube. So if you want to do that, that would make me really happy. Thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me, and I'll see y'all real soon. Bye.